On the battlefield, an officer actually walked right up to the enemy's position. He told the enemy commander that they were about to start bombing. He suggested that the enemy soldiers take cover in their own trenches. So, the soldiers climbed out of their trenches and followed their commander into the enemy's trenches. Before long, the bombardment began. Soldiers from both sides crowded into the narrow trench, safely surviving the artillery strike. After the bombing ended, the British officer suggested that all the soldiers return to the British trenches for shelter, since, as was customary, they would retaliate once the enemy opened fire. So, once again, the soldiers climbed out of the trenches and moved to the British lines. Sure enough, the British shells began a fierce counterattack, and the soldiers covered their ears to take cover from the bombardment once more. As the time to part ways arrived, the two commanders shook hands in gratitude. The Scottish soldiers even played a bagpipe tune, symbolizing friendship, as they watched the German soldiers return to their trenches. At that point, both sides' soldiers were growing increasingly weary of the war. In letters to their families, they mentioned the possibility of a ceasefire, but these letters were intercepted by the government, and the higher-ups were furious. They sent new officers to the front lines. On the other side, the British government soon caught wind of the situation and recalled all the soldiers involved in the ceasefire. To reignite the soldiers' hatred, they brought in speakers to give impassioned speeches. The battlefield, which had been quiet for days, was now once again filled with death. One day, a newly appointed officer noticed a German soldier walking out of his trench. He immediately ordered his men to fire, but no shots rang out. The officer was furious and screamed orders at his soldiers. Reluctantly, they fired shots into the air to warn the soldier to run. Seeing this, the officer became even angrier. Just then, a gunshot was heard, and the soldier was shot dead on the spot. The French officer ran out of the trench, only to discover that the soldier who had been shot wasn't German at all, it was a French soldier. This man had a German mother. After 5 months of war, he hadn't seen her. With the help of a German soldier, he had crossed the lines to see his mother one last time. The incident was seen as a severe act of treason by the politicians, and they decided to send all the soldiers who had participated in the ceasefire to the Eastern Front by train. There, they would have no chance of seeing their families again. As the train began to pull away, the soldiers hummed the song that had come to symbolize their friendship. War could take their lives, but it could never take away their longing for peace.